is Allison Bonelli, a professional life strategist. I want to ask you a question. What challenges did you find as you were building your business? If you're an entrepreneur and you've built a business or you work for yourself, I want to know what challenges have you found in doing that? There are many motivations for starting a business, for becoming an entrepreneur. It takes so much bravery to walk away from a 9 to 5 and a steady paycheck, but many people do it. What are some of the reasons they do it? Well, some do it because they just have an entrepreneurial spirit. They want to do something on their own. They want to see themselves as the boss, and they want to provide maybe income for other people, provide opportunities for other people. So they build this business. Others do it because they have a passion and they have a purpose. They want to get out there and just meet a need. They want to fill a gap in the marketplace, and they're passionate about it. They know the people they want to serve. They know the services they want to provide, or whether it's a product. I know many people like that. They're dynamic, very driven people. Others do it because they just want financial independence. They don't want their paycheck to be dependent upon someone else. They know as quickly as they were hired, they could be fired, and they don't want to be under that degree of tension. So they want to do something that is wholly dependent on themselves. Then others, they do it because they want work-life balance. They want to be able to say that the time and effort that they're putting in will not take away from the other things in their life that really matter: their children, their spouse, their community. They want to be able to balance it in such a way that they could be wholehearted in the way they give to both their employment and their family. I think when I started out, I had a little bit of all of those things. I did want financial independence. I'd been working for people since I graduated college and my graduate school, and I I had a young family. I had 4 boys and my husband of many years, and we were raising this young family together. And I wanted them in sports. They had music lessons, they had sports, they had school, they had after school activities. And I was trying to be able to run them back and forth to different things, but my job schedule didn't always allow for that. So I remember one year it was heartbreaking for me to say to one of my kids that they couldn't sign up for football because I wouldn't be home in time, and I didn't have anybody who would be there in time to be able to take them from the place where the practices were to bring them back home. It was just such a hassle. So I told them not to sign up for it. I think it was after that I realized, no, I need to have a way that all my children could be involved in extracurricular activities if that was their desire. And I thought that was more important. So I did quit my 9 to 5 and I hung out my shingle and I said, okay, I'm going to be opening a clinical private practice. So I had that desire for financial independence. Then I realized I was also going to be addressing a gap in the marketplace. At the time, I was told I was the only female African American in a 60-mile radius who was a Christian counselor. How crazy was that? So I had people driving over an hour to come to see me. So I definitely filled a gap that was needed at that time. So I had the passion and the purpose. I was filling a gap. And I don't think I really had an entrepreneurial spirit. I didn't have this burning desire to be my own boss. As a matter of fact, that was the most scary part of the whole thing. How to be my own boss. No one had ever taught me. My degree in social work did not have business classes. I never took any business classes. The closest I took was a class about statistics, which I absolutely hated. So I didn't know how to do this thing, but I was determined. I prayed. My husband was supportive, and I went ahead and I did it. To say I was naive would be an understatement. I really thought that if I hung up my shingle, they would come. They would walk into my office. Actually, I thought if I hung out my shingle, they would run into my office. I would be overwhelmed with clients. I was kind of afraid at first. I'm like, oh my goodness, how am I going to serve all these people? Yeah, I know, dumb. But that's what I really thought. I didn't realize that I had to market. Oh my gosh, marketing, that's a whole nother beast. But that's what I had to do. I had to market. And for me, marketing looked more like networking, going out and meet the medical community. I wanted to do it. I wanted to meet the doctors, but I was afraid to. I didn't know how to present myself. I had to learn. I had to learn. And I would go to networking meetings. I would sign up to be a presenter. I would present webinars and workshops. And to do that, I realized I had to also get babysitters because many of these things were at night, and my children were home from school at night. And unfortunately, at that time, my husband works a split shift. So many times I would have to get babysitters. And when he wasn't working, he would accompany me and be my go-to tech guy. Thank God for him because I didn't know how to set up a projector. I didn't know how to do a microphone. And he would do all those things for me. So he would drive me to the networking events and set everything up while I would sit and rehearse and practice. And then when it was showtime, I would get on stage and I would do my little thing. And then afterwards, meet and greet people, shake hands. And he would pack everything up in the car and wait for me. And then I would come out and we would drive home and crash. So we were a team. We'd work together, and that's how we did it. Well, I'm telling you all this to say that work-life balance, which is what I really believe in, is attainable and achievable. There are things that are important that need to be there for you to be able to attain it. I mentioned that I did have support. Unfortunately, not every entrepreneurial person has that support. Not everybody has a supportive spouse or partner or supportive family members who could babysit. Nevertheless, I believe that there are ways you can work around that. I believe that there are strategies, things we can do, things that we're not thinking about that would help us maintain our emotional and physical health, even as we build our businesses. Well, I've shared with you some of the challenges that I had in building my business. I'm curious as to the challenges maybe you're currently facing or you anticipate facing should you desire to start your own business or work for yourself. Please share with me here. What are the challenges you believe you would face or are facing as you strive to build your own business? This is Allison Bonella, your professional life strategist. I invite you to dream big, set goals, and take action.